Hey everybody, and welcome to a series of videos that I plan on making, showing you how to make English covers on the internet. I would also entitle this video, How to be a YouTaite, but I wanted to sound a little less weeaboo, which is not always a bad thing. I just want to appeal to the larger crowd. So, you might be asking, what is a YouTaite? But since you've already clicked on this video, chances are you already know what it is. But I'll explain it anyway for the sake of those who wandered down the endless rabbit hole that is recommended videos. So, a YouTaite is a term that we've basically coined from the word YouTaite, which is a singer who sings songs on the website Nico Nico Doga. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing any of this correctly. So it means essentially the same thing except on YouTube. Now, I'm specifically going to be focusing on Vocaloid or other Japanese songs, video game songs, translating them into English and making English covers. Of course, 80% of this is going to apply otherwise, but if you're not interested in the English part of it, just skip part 2 whenever that comes out. Now, the series is going to consist of a number of videos. I haven't exactly decided the total number of them yet. But for starters, we're going to go with an introduction, which is what I'm doing now. You've already watched most of it. And the equipment and what you'll need, which is what we'll be covering this time. We'll also cover writing translyrics and a couple of tips to help you do that. We'll also go into detail on recording and mixing in a separate video. And a couple of other things like making the video as well. Sort of presenting it in the best way possible, getting subtitles on your videos, vice versa. So, we may as well get down to the nitty-gritty of it. What do you need to be a YouTaite? I feel infinitely weebier just saying that. Alright, so first, you're gonna want a computer. Seems simple enough. You can probably substitute with a high-level tablet, but ain't nobody got enough money for that. So, I'm gonna be using my laptop here. Pretty much any computer will work though, so no stress. You don't need an incredibly high-end computer to be able to record audio. Next, you'll need a microphone. Now, this is something a lot of people get caught on. Because if you don't have one already, where are you supposed to start? Well, you start by getting yourself a microphone. Some tablets and webcams have alright mics, but chances are it's not going to be anywhere near the quality that you're after.
And they'll probably make your voice sound like this.
And nobody wants that, especially not you. Now, obviously, this is going to be the most expensive step unless you don't have a computer. But what sort of a microphone should you buy? For this purpose, you're going to want a USB microphone that has a cardioid recording option. Or hypercardioid if you can get it. Cardioid refers to the pattern a microphone uses to pick up audio. With a cardioid microphone, that means it's going to be picking audio up at the front, not so much at the back, and a little bit from around the room. That is about as technical as I comfortably know how to get. A good cardioid microphone is going to cost you about $80 to $200, so not cheap, but believe me when I say it will be worth the investment. If you want to get the best possible clarity from your vocals, this is the right decision, even if your wallet hates you for it. Brand isn't too important, but I would suggest something from Blue or Rode. I use a Blue Yeti. I'd show you, but I'm currently using it to record this audio. Here's a picture of it. Now, this is a microphone you might recognize from other YouTubers, such as Jubyphonic, JonTron, PBG, Team Forster, and even Rhett and Link in their early days. This is at the higher end of the price range, but it has multiple recording patterns, and the sound that it records is absolutely glorious. If stained glass windows had a voice, it would sound like this thing's recordings. If you can't quite fork out that amount, Blue makes other microphones, such as the Blue Snowball, which is a freaking adorable name for a microphone. It's almost as cute as the Blue Snowflake. One of these will cost you about $80, so it's probably like the lowest I'd be willing to go. Or, if you don't want to be a conformist, you could go for something like this, the Rode NT USB. This is about $50 less than the Blue Yeti, at least in my experience. I say that like I was the one who bought it. This is not mine. Found it on the road. And this one even comes with an inbuilt pop filter. It's pretty snazzy. But like I said, brand isn't everything. Just get a microphone that's going to be good quality for a cheap-ish price, if that's what you're going for. because regardless of what you buy, it's gonna be better than a webcam. Just trust me on that one. Now, speaking of pop filters, that's the next thing you're gonna need. Pop filters are the thing that sit between you and the microphone when you're recording like this. They prevent plosives, which is possibly the greatest word of all time. A plosive is the sound a microphone makes when you blow into it, kind of like this. So if you're saying a word like pop or how or plosive, a pop filter will stop your mic from making a sound like that. Now, this isn't needed for recording, but I would seriously suggest it if you want to get the best out of your recording. This will help you take it to the next level. It's all about upping your recording game. Now, these can cost about $5 to $20 if you buy them on the cheap on the internet, which, you know, I'm not really too concerned about brand because they usually either do the job or they don't. Unfortunately, however, pop filters have a bad habit of going missing, or at least in my experience they do, which is why I own about 5 of them now. But if you're really in a recording mood and you can't wait for eBay to ship one to you, there are alternatives. You can always use stockings in a pinch. You just gotta steal these from your mother's room. Then you're set. You'll also need a coat hanger or half a wig stand, as I have. And you've just got to pull it over it till it's nice and tight. This video got weird. There, and now you're ready to start singing into them, even if you look and feel ridiculous. There are also other types of pop filter. For example, the windsock, which goes on top of your microphone, like so, and basically serves the same purpose. Next up, headphones. This is obviously an important thing to have. No matter what you do not record without headphones because the music playing from your computer will basically be re-recorded by the microphone and it will sound terrible. I'm just saying this, like, no matter how expensive or good your microphone is, it's not going to be good enough to get rid of that. So always, always, always make sure you are wearing your headphones when recording. Now, preferably you've got a good pair of headphones. These were a good pair of headphones until I let the kitten get to them and chew the cord up. But essentially, as long as you're able to differentiate the right and left stereo audio bits, so you can tell the difference when you're listening to it, then you're set. See, I'm so professional. I'm absolutely the person to be telling you what to do. Now, I've had really bad luck with headphones, just in general. These ones stopped working on one side, so I had to get a new set. Then I found these ones, and then I accidentally pulled one side off, so I guess only one side of those works now as well. And so I currently have a $6 pair of headphones from the post office, which is not desirable. I'm also currently using my housemate's Bluetooth headphones for mixing because they're better than those, but I do tend to prefer avoiding Bluetooth headphones when doing mixing. I don't know if I'm just crazy and imagining it, but I feel like there's a loss of quality when using them. But essentially, the better the headphones, the easier mixing is going to be. But you don't need incredibly high-end $200 headphones to be able to record and to be able to do basic mixing. You will also need a song. And picking a song is not always as easy as it sounds. You need to find something that you like, that's within your vocal range, and that has lyrics that are physically possible to translate well into English. I also personally like to make a note of only singing and uploading songs that I feel like I'm bringing something new to the table. Are your lyrics really creative or unique? Awesome! Is there no cover in your type of voice or gender, or are you using a particular instrumental that's never been used before, or that's a particular type of genre of song? Excellent! But this is just a rule that I have for myself. And if I really love the song, I break it all the time. But if you're looking for an audience and views, you're better off avoiding songs that really popular singers have done already or that have found success elsewhere, because people are less likely to watch them. So make sure to look up your song to see if it already has an English cover by somebody, if you want to avoid this. But do remember that it isn't a competition. We're all here to have fun and to basically sing the songs that we love. So most importantly, make sure it's something that you love and that you love to sing, and preferably that you sound good singing. Now, this one also doesn't really fall under equipment, but you'll need it. You have to have an off vocal or an instrumental of your song. Now, this seems simple enough, but sometimes finding an off vocal for the exact song that you want to do can be really difficult. Sometimes it doesn't exist at all. And unless you already know how to make one yourself, you'll have to track something down. So just by using YouTube, start off by searching the name of your song and the term off vocal. This term is used more in Vocaloid than the terms instrumental or karaoke, but it can also be worth searching for those if you don't come up with anything for off vocal in the first place. If you can't find a video with a good instrumental after this, the next phrase that you want to try using is Niko Kara, specifically the Japanese spelling of it, so using katakana. If you don't have a Japanese keyboard installed on your computer, just Google the word Niko Kara and copy these first 4 characters. So we'll be using this to search for your song. And also, if your song has a Japanese title, make sure to use it when using Niko Kara as the phrase on the end, because you're much more likely to find what you're after. So copy both of these, pop them into YouTube, and search away. If even this fails, you're starting to get out of luck. Some producers will post the instrumentals in the descriptions of their videos if they actually post their songs to YouTube in the first place, so make sure to check those as well. Other times, people will have off vocals on Nico Nico Doga, but not on YouTube. And there are ways to get them off there, but most NND converters, in my experience, have been difficult to use. They usually work their way around it to stop people from doing that pretty easily. But there are ways to record the audio from your speakers, not using a microphone next to a speaker. I mean internally, not using a microphone at all. Which is something that I had to learn to do, and I can probably go into more detail on how to do that if you guys want me to in the future. But if all else fails, you'll have to try something a little different. Try looking up piano or acoustic versions of your song, and if you're lucky and you ask nicely, they might let you use their covers in your cover. Just be sure to credit whoever did it in the video. If you do manage to find the video that you're after, copy the link at the top of your page, take it to a website like a YouTube to MP3 converter. I personally use Online Video Converter, #not sponsored. Just follow those prompts and clicking out of any sketchy pop-ups, and you'll have your MP3. So for the sake of these videos, I'll be covering a song along with you so that we can go through all of the steps together. I'll be covering the song Electric Angel, specifically Giga P's arrange with Ren and Len. Unfortunately, there's no official off vocal for that one, and all of the versions where people have tried to rip out the vocals sound a little bit wonky. Luckily for me, however, a guy named Akira Sora on SoundCloud has actually recreated the instrumental himself, and it sounds pretty fantastic. He even actually released multiple versions in different keys, which means I don't have to do it, which is super nice. The only other thing you'll need, and that is only if you want to show your face, is a camera. A webcam will do, but right now I'm recording with my sweet, sweet phone, which is pretty nuts. But for the rest of this series of videos, I probably won't talk about using a camera very much, because we'll be focusing on the other side of the video making process. I'm totally the person you should be listening to. Well, that's all you really need in terms of equipment, so I guess it's time to get on to the next part. Singing! Oh, wait, we don't have any lyrics. I guess that part's next. Anyway, thanks guys for watching my video, and if you did enjoy it, please be sure to let me know and subscribe if you guys are interested in seeing the rest of the series when it comes out, if you haven't already. And be sure to comment below if there's anything in particular that you'd like me to include. Like any particular tips about any part of the YouTaite process. Then, as long as it's within my brain banks, I'll be sure to add it to my list. Anyway, thanks for being patient with me guys, and thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Whenever that is.